let me step back, actually. I was in Hong Kong 2 years ago, and I talked to civil servants, and I talked to politicians. And I've never heard this in Canada. Almost to a person in Hong Kong, all the civil servants I met and all the politicians I met said, you got to understand something. We don't want to be like China. We value the rule of law, and we value capitalism, and we don't want Beijing to destroy that. And they were telling me that as a representative of the institute that I worked for at that time, because we measured such things. And they said, look, we want to keep our successful model, because they understood that if you have the rule of law, if you have property rights, if you allow free enterprise, if you have a non-corrupt judicial system, then you can make a lot of money. And that explains Hong Kong, right? An oasis of wealth. And if you think, especially before recently, I mean, China's come up marvelously in the last 30 years with its reforms, but it's still not Hong Kong, not yet. Those in Hong Kong understand this. They understand the value of the items I just mentioned. They understand the value of good policy in a way that sometimes in the West we take for granted. And you see countries around the world, regardless of the color of their skin, regardless of their ethnicity, regardless of their religion, you see countries that base themselves on good policy, on smart policy, on getting the foundations right. They flourish from Hong Kong to Singapore, to Malaysia, to Alberta, I would argue Great Britain vis-a-vis France over the last 30 years, and so on and so forth. Your policies really do matter, and the politicians who understand that will help a jurisdiction prosper, and those who do not understand that or on some ideological bend can be very damaging.